What is up, guys, and welcome back to the show. Today, we are going to be talking about how to get into flow, how to get into a flow state, which is something that in our culture, when you think about peak performance, how to be more productive, the term flow state is thrown around quite frequently. And today, we want to talk about a couple of tips and things that you can keep in mind if you want to tap into that place of genius where things are flowing more easily and there's not a lot of thinking in place. So we're going to give you 4 keys today, and we'll have a longer episode on this, but this is 5 minutes of fire. So the 4 keys are space, state, strategy, and senses. That's what you want to be thinking about. If you want to get into a flow state, think about your space, your state, the strategy, and your senses. So in general, when I think about getting into flow state, I'm going to give you all some tips. But this is really an opportunity to learn about yourself. So these are questions that you might want to ask yourself about: what helps me get into flow? Where is my genius? Because ultimately what we're doing is we're helping you tap into that genius. And it's going to be different for every single person. Every person is unique, but here are some things that you can think about. The second thing is, the more that you can create a ritual around this. When I think about getting into flow, I really think about tapping into a higher almost state of consciousness where you're not doing a lot of thinking. Things are just flowing, whether that's you playing your sport, whether that's you working on a project, whether that's you creating a piece of art. There's almost a ritual behind it where you keep that time, hold that space as almost sacred, and allows you to get into the flow a little bit easier. The last tip that I'll give you, generally speaking, is connect to the water, the element of water. And when I think about water, that's where I think about flow. It's the element that is attached. It is the element that is attached to emotion. So you want to let things literally flow through you as you're having this experience. And so that's like the general mentality that I have when it comes to how to get into a state of flow. Let's talk about the actual tips specifically. So the first one is space. I would check your environment, your container. So that's what space means, is what environment and container do you create that allows you to get into flow? So literally your space around you, your environment. Is your desk organized? Is it messy? What is the space around you? Is it clean? Are there things everywhere? And by the way, there's something called open loops, which is the idea that anything that is taking physical space or is not finished, or there's clothes over there that need to be put away, it is taking space both consciously and unconsciously in your mind. So if you can remove some of those open loops, it will allow you to get into a better flow state, including your phone and your computer. If you're on that while you're working, or if you're doing pen and paper, are you turning something off? Are you putting on airplane mode? Are you protecting the space for yourself as you want to get into that state? The second thing is state. So what is your mental state? What is your physical state? How clear are you? The first thing is mental clarity. So are there things that you can do to get into a higher mental clarity state? Maybe that's a meditation beforehand. Maybe it's a breathing exercise. Maybe it is taking or using a tool like nootropics or caffeine to help you get into a state. One of the things I said is those are tools. So anytime that you rely on a substance or something to help to require you to be able to get into that state, it's no longer a tool, it's a crutch. Right. But using tools to help you get there is more than fine. You need to get some fitness or exercise, evaluate where you're at physically to be able to make sure that you can actually allow yourself to get to that place. The third tip that I'll give you is strategy. So what's the plan? Or another way of saying this would be the system, right? What is the plan or the system for how you're going to structure the time and what you're focused on during that time? Now, that is a very, we just did a podcast on masculine and feminine energy and dynamics. The structure, the system, the plan is a very masculine type energy to be approaching this. And when I think about flow, it's all about the feminine, allowing things to flow, allowing things to move, but feminine energy needs to feel safe. And so before you go into the flow state, it is your job to create the masculine energy, which is the structure that will allow that feminine energy to be able to flourish freely. If the feminine feels safe and it has the proper container, it's going to be allowed to move and be creative and allow things to come right out. And that really is what flow is all about. So you have to have some sort of structure, system, even if you're someone doing schoolwork and you want to not procrastinate and get focused, can you orient, what am I focused on during this time? What are my objectives? What do I want to create? And then I don't have to do any other planning. I just have to do execution. The last thing would be the senses. So we have space, state, strategy, and your senses. One of the things that really helps me in flow is like being mindful of the body and being mindful of the senses. So, what's your seating? Are you in like a seat or a chair that is supportive? Are you at a standing desk? Like, what is your like, are you comfortable? Is the temperature like hot, cold? And like play around with this. Like, do you do better in cold temperature, which might help you get into flow more because it keeps you more awake, and you might be more comfortable in the warm. What is that temperature ideally for you that helps you get into flow? Are you better in a flow state when you're hungry and you haven't ate for the morning, or are you better after you've ate and you're well nutritioned? Or nourished, well, nutrition, nourished, snacks, drink, do you drink a carbonated beverage? Or is there something that like while you're doing it helps you feel comfortable, feel at ease, feel at home? What's the lighting situation like? Do you need a lot of bright lights? Is it better if it's dim? Do you want to wear blue light goggles? Do you put the red light goggles on? Are you better outside, inside? Like sound, music. So I always listen to music without words usually when I'm working, because the words is hard for me to process both at the same time. So do you have a playlist, that you can go to that instantly puts you into a flow state? I literally have a playlist called Flow on my Spotify. If anyone wants to go check it out, I'm pretty sure it's up there for the public to see. But what kind of music is going to help aid you in getting to that state? And the last thing is like your, smelling. So think about your different senses. What are you seeing, touching, feeling, thinking? What is your subconscious picking up on the whole entire time you're trying to accomplish the task that you're trying to accomplish? So do you need to smell something, light a candle? Is there a way to make your space even more exciting for you? That's really the 4 keys: space, state, strategy, and your senses. And so again, I think the more you can make it a practice, a ritual to help you get into that flow state, the better. I saw a great quote or something I learned, saw like almost on a little Instagram photo or something that was tattooed on somebody, but it had 2 circles. And it basically talked about flow is the space in between the 2 circles where surrender and discipline meet. So flow is that combination between surrender and discipline, surrender being that feminine and discipline being that masculine. And the space in between those 2 is how you get into a state of flow. And whether you are a leader in your community, a entrepreneur, business owner, a athlete, learning how to get into those states and being able to access it more easily is something that will really transform how you operate in your business and in your life. So that's all for the show today. We will see you guys back next week. This has been 5 Minutes of Fire.